Looks like we're just past the top of the hour, so welcome everybody. I guess we can get the meeting going here for talk about some woodworking and maybe look at some wood turnings instead of talking about fishing. Although I love looking at that fish that this guy has over here mounted on his wall. That's a beauty right
Yeah,
there.
Yeah.
yeah, but see, you can't eat them.
They're
No,
fun
but
to catch though.
I could catch that all day. Yeah, boy. So
It would take all day.
It would take all day.
with that,
That's right.
It would take me all day for damn sure.
Yeah,
I know,
that
right?
was
Wear you out twice on Mondays and three times on Wednesdays. So
I'd be huffing
that
and
sure would be
puffing.
fun.
I have a
Sure would be
brother-in-law
fun
that caught
bringing
one of
in.
those, and it cost him more to mount it and send it home than it did to catch it.
fun.
I
That is
believe it.
true.
Yeah, well, it's worth it though. Better than a picture or a story at the fire,
Yeah.
right? So with that, so I know we've got some folks that have been popping in on gallery and saying they've got stuff to show for tonight. So we've been keeping a list. So let's go over to Matt, and he will start calling some of your names off. For those that do have something to show, you know, and you haven't put your name in the chat, just go ahead and throw your name in the chat. Just say you got something to show, and we'll get you on the list. And later on, we might just have a demonstration for y'all to watch. So hang tight. And Matt, take it away.
First up is Joaquin.
Hey,
What you got,
Joaquin.
Joaquin?
Well, I made the mistake of going to West Penn Hardwoods on Saturday. That's the largest importer of exotic woods in the country. And I got 2 feet of figured Choctaw Viga. And
Oh
so
my.
here is a
Ooh.
box. Let's see if I can get that chatoyancy to pop for you guys.
Choctaw's pretty stuff.
It really is. I didn't realize it was as gold as it is. It's really quite beautiful.
It is.
And
It'll age
Right.
down to more of an orangey brown, but yeah, it's
yeah.
nice.
So that if you get it in the right, just like that figure right there,
right there.
There it is.
yeah,
Gorgeous.
it looks like a computer simulation. It's wild.
Almost looks segmented that way.
Yeah, really. I mean, the figure in this stuff is really, really nice. I'm not even going to discuss what I paid for it, but I did a little insert with some resin overpour. And I'm really, really happy with how well it turns out. And all I got to do is finish the bottom. But
What is resin overpour?
extra from a project.
Oh.
So I got
Okay.
little hefty solo cup shot glasses, and I just pour the extra resin in the little shot glass, and that's perfect for something like an insert.
All right.
So that's just 1.5 ounces of extra resin.
And you just hollow it out.
Yeah, this is all hollow. Well, I should have hollowed the lid before I mounted the recess for threading. I actually ended up fighting with it because it was such a good fit that the air was trapped in there. So I had to sit and hold it until the glue set. I actually would have been smarter to drill a hole through it or something. But I just mounted that in there and threaded it, hollowed the lid and threaded it. Then this piece I left in the little hefty cup, which fits perfect in 1-inch jaws. And it's got a tenon in the bottom. Hefty cups are great for resin overpour because all the sizes or solo cups, all the sizes have a tenon. The little ones have 1-inch tenon. The regular solo cups have a 2-inch tenon on the bottom. So solo cups are really great. So I just put it in the chuck, threaded the male threads, screwed it together, and figured out what my length was going to be for the tenon that is the insert in here. And that's actually, there's a lip on the wood that's seated down and glued in, and then it's actually hollowed wider than the neck down in there. I had to make myself a box tool today to get in there and get those sides.
What is that? An epoxy resin you used?
Yeah, this is Alumilite, amazing deep pour.
Okay.
with alcohol ink and some interference green mica powder in it.
Nice.
Those 2-inch solo cups make
Mhm.
perfect bottle stopper blanks.
Nice, nice. Yeah, if you ever end up with extra resin, the little solo cups, the shot ones are fabulous for a little bit of extra. And if you're doing multiple colors, put your clear in those, mix your mica in the different ones, and it just works out great, and they're cheap. So that's all I got. I've got 4 more blanks off of this stick, and then I've got 4 blanks in the second stick of this. So, but the figure in this stuff, I'll get some good photos once I finish the bottom tomorrow.
Yeah.
But the figure in this is absolutely incredible.
So what you say you
Indeed.
bought? Was it 2 feet by 4 inches or?
It was 2 by 2 by 12. It was 2 blocks of 2 by 2 by 12.
All right.
And they add 40% upcharge for the figured stuff. It was not cheap.
Ouch.
I had heart palpitations, but looking at it in the light, it was worth it. That figure is absolutely
At that price, I'm
unbelievable.
impressed you turned it already.
Right.
I couldn't wait. Are you kidding?
That's one of those I've bought stuff, but I'm like, I don't know if I'm good enough yet to turn that.
Right. Yeah.
Does that place have
Look at it.
Blackwood?
They do. In fact, I don't know if they still have the sale, but a month or two ago, you could get a medium shipping box of African Blackwood clarinet horns for $80, and there's a dozen of them in there, I think. That's
Wow.
a really, really good
That's
That's
price.
not bad.
Yeah.
Right. That's a good price.
I've never bought anything from them, but having looked at their website, I don't think there's a wood that they can't get.
They've got some wild stuff. I've got.
Yep. If you've
Snake
bought
with
wood
pen
from
blanks.
Woodcraft, you've bought wood from West Penn.
Yeah.
Most of the Woodcraft wood comes from West Penn.
Same with West Penn Hardwoods is in it's south of Statesville, North Carolina.
Yeah, they moved from Pennsylvania, not too far from where I am in New York.
Hang on, I'll tell you where they are. It's an hour and 20 minutes south of me. They're
That's
in
nice.
Conover, North Carolina.
Penn Hardwoods. Do they do mail order stuff, do you think?
Yes, they do.
They have a
They have a
website.
They have a full website.
Copy.
And honestly, unless
links in the chat.
yeah,
Thanks,
honestly,
James.
especially west of the Rockies, if you're buying exotic wood, it's coming from West Penn. It's coming from a distributor who buys it straight from them.
Yep.
The West Penn on the East Coast, Bell Forest on the West Coast are the major importers.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, that's all I got right now.
Okay, thanks.
Cool. Thanks.
Very good. Thanks, JJ.
Awesome sauce.
Yep.
Hey JJ, I
Good
got
info.
a quick question for you on your resin.
Yeah.
I know Alumilite, like the stuff that I've been using for years that you've got to put in a pressure pot. That's not an epoxy resin, it's a polyurethane resin.
Mm-hmm.
Is this stuff the same, or is it a polyurethane resin too, or is it an epoxy?
I think it's poly. I don't know. It's Aluminite Amazing Deep Pour.
Okay, the stuff, but you put that in a pressure pot.
No, not when I fill holes. I should. If I had a pressure pot, I'd use it. But this, I just pour. It's got a slow enough cure time. It's got about a 12-hour cure time. As long as it's above 60 degrees, where you pour it, it's slow enough that the bubbles all come out. They all rise.
Cool.
So that's why
It's something I've been wondering about. A lot of people have talked about the
because I don't have a pressure pot.
Alumilite
I use the deep pour. Yeah, I use the deep pour.
I've wondered if it's an epoxy resin or a polyurethane resin. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I just know it works when you don't have a pressure pot.
Yeah, I've always used Amazing Clear Cast because I could use it without a pressure pot,
Yeah, that's a good product too.
and I could get it at Michael's, so I didn't have to pay it's the same price at Michael's, and I didn't have to pay the shipping.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Michael's is a 10-minute drive from me, so
Yeah.
There you go. All right, thanks, folks. Good discussion. Next up is Dewey. What you got, Dewey?
Well, I was digging around in some old stuff, and I come across the first bowl that I ever turned. This one, piece of ash.
That's
And-
pretty.
Oh,
Not
nice.
bad.
Nice shape, nice grain.
Yeah, when I got finished with this, I was prouder than a new papa.
Imagine.
Anyway, I thought we'd go back down the memory trail and go back to the old days when we were first starting out. And it's got pretty good figure in it, So
Yeah.
Yeah.
anyway, another thing, we're going to be in we're starting the Christmas season now.
Oh, humbug.
I'm going to be out of pocket from now until the end of the year. So I've got something I want to recite. I wrote a poem and I wanted a Christmas poem I want to say now. Okay. So here we go.
Okay, go ahead.
Bear
Dewey.
with me. 'Twas the night before Christmas. I was still in my shop. It was close to midnight and it's time to stop. I cleaned up the lathe till it looked oh so sweet. And I swept the floor to tidy and neat. My tools were all clean and stored in the rack. I turned out the light to head for the sack. When I heard a small noise way in the back, I thought to myself, oh, a tool fell from the rack. I turned on the light, and to my surprise, stood a man by my lathe, decked out in disguise. All dressed in red with a long white beard, and I said to myself, how did Billy get in here? But the man was much smaller with ears like an elf. I let out a chuckle. I could not help myself. The little old elf was so lively and quick, I knew for certain he must be St. Nick. He turned unto me with a smile on his face, and he gave me a bow with much charming grace. He laid a new bow gouge on my lathe tied with a bowl. With a wink and a laugh, out the window he did go. I looked out the window. There I saw him climb into a sleigh filled with wood shavings up to the brim. Nested in the shavings, so shiny and bright, was a brand new Powermatic lathe. Oh, what a sight. In front of the sleigh, so handsome and prancing, were 9 little reindeer to silent tune dancing. At the head of the group, they were being led by a happy young fellow with a nose bright red. And the elf whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen. Oh, Comet, oh, Cupid, oh, Donner and Blitzen. Now Rudolph, lead us up and away. To the next wood turner, we have no time here to stay. And away they all flew like shavings from a bowl. I received the Christmas spirit deep down in my soul. And I heard him exclaim as he flew out of sight. Merry Christmas, wood turner, and to all a good night.
Good
My
job.
God,
Dewey.
fantastic.
Good job, Dewey.
That's fantastic.
Good job, Dewey.
You have too much time on your hands,
Getting that
sir.
new lathe though.
Thank you.
I want that in print.
I'll
Yeah, right.
I'll send it to the newsletter, okay?
That was awesome.
That was something.
Please,
that was something
please send it
really
in.
And
Please.
yeah, they
That's
say
special.
they say I'm a poet. I guess they show it because my feet are long fellers. So
Yeah.
So you
Yeah, I want to know who's getting the lathe. That's really what I want to know.
Yeah.
only Santa Claus knows that.
That's
Well,
true.
we're
Billy,
big.
as the case may be.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you, Dewey.
did you do writing like that as you were in while you were working?
What's that
I
again?
mean, in your working life, before you retired, did you write
Professional life.
Did I do what?
professionally? Did you write professionally?
No. I just piddle around with little things every once in a
Well,
while.
that's a great pedal right there.
Yeah, that's
right?
pretty good.
I'm not a pro by any means.
Hey, Merry Christmas, Dewey.
All right. Merry Christmas to everyone else. I hope I hope the
Yeah, Merry
holidays.
Christmas, Dewey.
I hope the holidays bring you cheer and joy. So
Yes, for sure.
We appreciate it.
Thanks.
that's
Thanks
all.
very much,
That's
Dewey.
That's all, Matthew.
That was good.
Thanks very much, Dewey. Next up is Dave. What you got, Dave?
Well, I haven't had much shop time lately. We drove to Maine over the Thanksgiving holiday, so
Did you go see
1,500
Jason?
1,500 miles round trip, not bad. But this is sort of a rescue. The second time I dropped a lid to the sugar bowl, my wife said, "Make one out of wood. That won't break." So I did.
Nice.
Cool.
And I have an idea for you craft show folks. This is very crude, and I just whipped it off as a proof of concept for cleaning the inside of your windshield.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
What's on the end there?
This is just
Wow.
microfiber.
I know, but what's the
Wow.
mechanism underneath it?
Oh, it's just a little swivel. That's all.
On a piece of wood.
It was very crude and stuff that I had laying around. It's
Yeah,
a,
that's what it's a piece of
and
wood.
this is a
with the-
piece of actually this
Can't
is a
see
piece
it.
of quarter-inch
Can't
See
see
the
it.
back of it.
underlayment. A piece of quarter-inch.
Oh, I
There you
see.
go.
Okay.
But the
Okay.
thing
Okay.
is, you could use almost anything, and I'm sure if you were making them to sell, you'd make them a lot prettier.
Well, that's
But I
pretty,
thought it'd be a,
pretty good
a,
anyway.
a
Wicker
great, a great craft show little thingy.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I want
I've
one.
already been told I've got to make some more,
Right?
even though I'm not
I
a
could use
craft show
that.
guy.
Absolutely, that's a great
How
idea.
did you connect the rag to it?
Oh, this is just staples.
Staples.
But I'm
Okay.
sure that you could come up with. I thought of the idea of those little
Swiffer pads.
like these jobbies,
Yeah.
Binder clips.
Hmm.
because you can
Just
take
make
the
a-
thing off one
Make
side.
a wedge, a compression wedge,
Yeah,
like you do for your on your sandpaper block.
Yeah, that's a great
I'm
idea.
sure that there'll be a lot of variations if you
Yeah, even
think about
Velcro.
it.
Velcro will work, right? But
Yeah, that's true.
that's one of the
Velcro
hardest
probably would work.
parts to clean in my car is that inside of the windshield.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That's what gave me this idea because mine looked
That's great.
terrible.
That's a great
And
idea.
because the way these newfangled cars have these sloping windshields, you need arms that are 4 feet long to reach them.
Or that, or be a contortionist.
Yeah,
Right.
That's a great idea.
Wow.
but I thought let's get the
Yes.
wheels turning.
Right? Yeah,
Hmm.
good idea.
Yeah, cool.
Dave.
Thank
But
you,
that's it
Dave.
for me this week.
All right. Well, next
Cool.
up is Roger. What you got, Roger?
Well, my son asked me if I could make him some small bowls. It's Dickens Fair is what he does for Thanksgiving to Christmas. So I started turning bowls,
One
put
piece
his name
bowls.
on the bottom. We got 2 walnut, 2 ash.
How did you do that with just one
Nice.
piece?
Yeah.
This
Funny
one's
looking
elm.
segment.
It's called segmenting. No.
Nice. One segment.
So having his name on him helps because there's thousands of people that go to Dickens Fair every weekend. And they sit at open tables and eat. So they use all period stuff. The plate that I showed last week, I'm sending it also to him. So he can have more eating utensils. Him and his
there you go.
girlfriend and 2 kids all do this, so they'll all get used.
Well, that's fun.
Nice.
Wow. Very nice.
Hope you tell him don't put him in a dishwasher when he's done.
Oh, he knows.
Okay.
He's got a ton of bowls already that we turned.
All right.
Cool. Cool. Nice work, Roger. So next up
Making
is
wooden
Pat.
spoons and forks for them.
Yeah, I've been turning some cherry this week, and I turned this little box and got a
Nice.
little embellishing on the inside, and took a round burr and did the rim at the top, and then took my pyrography pen and darkened it.
Nice.
So how'd you make
finished
the design, Patrick? I didn't hear you. How'd you make the design?
with a round carving burr. Just made
To
them
make
little
those.
dimples, and then took a pyrography pen and made it black.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty clever. That's pretty too. Look like
What kind
nice
of wood
shape.
was it? What kind
Cherry,
of wood?
cherry. And then when I finished that one, I decided to try another one.
Oh, now that one I like.
No, that's a nice pot.
Wow.
That's beautiful. I love the shape.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
the pitch pockets in it are awesome.
What's your
Yeah,
finish?
nice finish on it too. Yeah.
It's the Hut pen wax.
Mm.
Oh, it's
I
beautiful.
love it.
That looks like a cherry burl. Is it a burl or not?
No, it was
No,
actually cut from a crotch. It was a plank that was cut crossways in the crotch.
That's beautiful.
And I've got a bunch of it. And then I decided to turn a little
Oh,
bowling picture.
oh,
There you
Oh,
go.
that's cute.
That's
Nice.
perfect.
oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
That's
And
what
it's a-
Roger's. That's what
Yeah.
Roger's
Wow, I
brother
like the
needs.
shine, man. I like the
It
shine.
is shine.
That's what Roger's
That's
brother needs. That way he can wash his hands.
Okay,
Who?
so okay, so you made the spout a little bit more protruding, so the whole thing was protruding, and you carved it to give you that spout.
yes. It was all
Okay.
the same
Right.
all the way around, and then I took
Right.
my Merlin tool and carved it down.
Yeah, I like it.
That's nice.
That is cool.
Very cool.
That is.
Very cool.
Then carved the handle and epoxied that on.
Nice. But
Wow.
And the finish is lacquer.
Nice.
Very
Looks
nice.
great.
Yeah, it is nice. That's a pretty piece.
That's very pretty.
got your bowl for your mashed potatoes and your pitcher for the gravy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That'll work too.
They can do a little bigger bowl for mashed potatoes, though.
Well, wasn't that the idea? That's how you washed your face in the old west at a hotel. You had
Yep.
some
Yep.
water.
Ice and everything else.
Water bowl,
Very nice,
water
Patrick.
pitcher, and
Yeah,
pour the water in the bowl and wash your face.
Yep.
That's
Very cool.
Oh, those
Nice
guys.
work.
Very,
Nice
very
work.
good.
yeah, you're a good turner.
Guys,
All right. Next
That's
up
it
is
for
Al.
me.
What you got, Al?
I have to follow that.
Yes, you
I
do.
haven't done a whole lot. I'm just not into it. When last week when I asked for a couple minutes and I went on the lathe to see if I'd be able to turn without any aggravation, I started a piece and I made a little snowman out of what I started. Just a snowman icicle, And what I've been working on is this piece here. I found a really nice glass insert to
Matches.
accommodate what I
That's
was
nice.
making.
Huh.
With my 8 points, and there's my 6 points. Maybe I'll put a candle in it. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. There's my spider legs and
Well, you like to do a lot of those multi-level type turnings.
If I pull it off, I'll say yes.
There's
And,
certainly a lot going on there, Al. Very interesting piece.
like I said earlier, we're talking about Phil Anderson. Phil, if you're on, this is my version of what you showed. Your bad dream bowl, and this is what I made. Phil, if you're on, I always wanted to show you this, but this was the way I did your Bad Dream Bowl. On I've watched you from probably the beginning. You know,
That's
8-9 years. You know.
There's a lot of air there.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. Watching Phil Anderson's a lot of fun. Yeah, so
Yeah.
Phil, if
I don't
you're
think
on,
I've ever seen him in here.
well, I invited him when he had his last video last Thursday. He told all of us what's happening, and in
Yeah.
his chat, I said, please come on. I mean, there's things, and there's a million people. We talk about you all the time. We goof about you. I said that, because it's always, hey, pull Phil Anderson and take the tenant off, And so, Phil, if you're on, thank you very much for everything you've taught me. So there you go.
Very cool.
Thanks, Al. When the video comes out next week, you'll have to copy a link to it and send it to Phil.
Well, that would be something, wouldn't it? Phil, I hope you're on.
There you go.
I hope you're on. But here you go. Everybody have a
See
good
no
night.
Phil.
Thanks, Al.
Thank you, guys. Everybody be good.
Yep. Next up is Marv. What you got, Marv?
Okay. I've been playing around with Josian paint?
Yeah, Josiah.
Josiah paint. Took a piece of cherry that was 2 inches thick and did a cherry bowl. Then I did one in black walnut. This is actually going to be a Christmas present. Our club is having their club Christmas present this weekend. And so one of the wives is going to get this one. And then I did another one where using the air gun, the airbrush.
Yep.
And
what do they call those
black walnut.
cosmic clouds? Is that what they call that?
Yeah, something like that. Actually, on a couple of these, this one and the other one, I used what do they call it? Shrink wrap or saran wrap that the wife has in the kitchen. I found out that if you paint the bowl with 2 coats of sand and sealer, then spray your black paint, you get a smoother finish. And then after you paint it black, semi-gloss black, then you take the paints. I did a bowl that cracked first, and I used too many different colors. But I found out if you stick to 3 colors, it turns out pretty good. I don't know if anybody's used that stuff, but it's really weird because all 6 colors are the same color when it comes out of the bottle. It's all white.
Yep,
you don't know. It doesn't turn the color until you put it on the black paint. So
well, it when it dries, and it's got to be a thin film.
Yes,
it'll change color on white. Also, it's just a lot harder to see on white.
Right, it sticks out better with a black. And if you put it, like you said, if you put it on too heavy, or then you get a white like this here. And this is a bowl that I did.
Oh my!
It had a crack in it.
Oh wow!
And this was my first one, and I thought, well, I'm not going to throw that bowl away. We got empty bowls coming up in May, so it actually it's got way too much white on it. So that's what happens when you get it too heavy.
That looks good. I like it.
I also did a lidded box. I call it the box of gold because it's gold on the inside. So that's something new for me. Never did it, and it would be great for Christmas tree ornaments on the outside. If you turn in a Christmas tree ornament, you could do that with a Christmas tree ornament. And I just started today making a wig stand of a lady, and I'm going to paint a dress on her, and she's going to have a black hat. So the top of it will be a black hat. I our club donates wig stands to the cancer center up here, and so I'm going to be making that and turning that in next month. But
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
Sounds like it. Thanks for
It is
Nice
sharing.
work.
It is fun. It's a lot of fun. Thank you.
All right, very cool. All right, so next up is Norm.
Got a little bit of time in the shop.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, that's pretty.
Oh yeah. That's
Nice
gorgeous.
juniper.
Pretty wood for sure.
Yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed turning cedar. And then this was a cherry.
That's gorgeous too.
Oh.
Good natural edge.
Mhm.
Then I had this one here was really pretty right in here. Had like I called them a lot of bird's eyes, but by the time I got it thin enough, they kind of disappeared.
Yeah, we'll keep that edge on though. That was nice.
The chatoyance in the
That's gorgeous
bottom.
stuff.
It's still pretty.
Yeah, it looks good, Norm.
Oh, wild
Yeah.
grain
Wow.
pattern in the bottom. Nice.
And I wasn't
Wow.
going to turn it yet, but it was starting to crack the blank. So then I turned it and tried to keep the cracks from continuing.
Great
Beautiful.
job.
And then this one here is a walnut, and I had seen a video on it. And so it's like a chopping block or a trivet,
hmm
kind of a drip edge. And then you turn it over and you can put a cheese dip in there and then
Mm.
crackers or
Oh.
chips in,
Nice.
Nice.
Good idea.
depending upon which side you
Nice.
go on.
Yeah.
That was
Good
kind of
idea.
fun. Yeah.
Hey, Norm, can I see that first bowl again? Stunning.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah, that's beautiful. What's your finish?
On this one was lacquer. The rest of them was shellac.
Okay. Yeah, I got a good shine on that one.
Is
Beautiful.
that cedar or juniper?
Pardon?
Is that cedar or juniper?
I believe it's red cedar.
Okay.
If it's eastern red cedar, it is a juniper. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Oh,
Eastern
okay.
red cedar. Yep. Juniper is Virginiana.
Yes.
I've got a lot of it, so it's a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
it's beautiful wood. I'm with you, man.
Yeah.
Nice work, Norm.
Thank you.
Okay, next up is this guy who I'm pretty sure has got his name spelled wrong.
Oh, it's
You're
all right.
up.
We got you, Haim. You're muted. You're muted.
I'm good.
Now we can
Yes.
hear
We
you.
got
Now
you.
we can hear you.
Okay. There's about 6 by 3 umbrella.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
that's nice.
Gorgeous.
Stunning.
Bunch the piercing in there.
That's nice.
Semi-long style,
What'd
except
you
it's
do,
not
Mason?
quite as thin as Sammy's.
What'd you use to
Yeah.
pierce it with, huh?
Dremel. A
Okay.
Dremel tool.
What was your bit?
You can online where you can get the Dremel tools, and one of them, it's almost look like a drill bit, and you go through it.
Can you raise that up again?
Um,
Raise it up again. Raise it up again to the camera so I can see it.
Hold it in
yeah,
front of
it
your
almost
face.
looks like a tiny drill bit, like less than 160, but about 116. And that's punching air, and you go around. You design it first. I designed it first, and about what really I want to do, and then I go inside and person it, one at a time. It take about 2 hours each line.
Yeah.
It's a 10 sections,
Wow.
10 of
Yeah.
them.
Raise it up. Raise it up to
And
the camera. Raise it to the camera so I can see it.
that's a serving plate.
Oh, nice.
Gorgeous.
Ambrosia maple.
That's really pretty.
Mm.
Instead to do piercing, that's burn it.
Beautiful.
The ambrosia, about 14 inches by 2 inches thick. You know,
Looks good, I'm.
That's it. I have nothing more.
Beautiful.
All right.
Very nice.
Thank you, Chaim.
Can you show that umbrella piece again?
Yeah. Hold on.
Nope, don't drop it.
Can you see it?
No, it's all blurry.
No.
There we
Oh,
go.
there you go. There it
There you
is.
go.
There it is. That is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Okay, so you scallop that also. Let's see how the stem goes.
Well, it's I drill a quarter inch and I make a tenet and shovel this in. I glue it together. It's not one piece. It's two pieces.
Very cool.
It is. That's a very pretty piece.
Yeah.
That's a very pretty piece.
Yeah.
I love it.
One
Yeah,
piece.
yeah. Keep it like that. Yeah, right there, right there. Keep it right there for a while. Yeah, that's. So
You gonna make one,
just
Al?
Pardon?
You gonna make one?
You know, I steal from the best.
That's
Very
beautiful.
nice.
I love those.
Gorgeous.
Yes.
Thank you, Chaim.
Okay, thanks.
And next up is Sandy.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, Sandy.
Okay. I've had a lot of challenges recently, as many of you know, so I haven't done a lot of turning, but I had turned and worked on some ornaments a while back and finally got this one finished, not turning so much as putting the finish on it. And I'm trying to hold this thing still. I really love this thing because it was a piece of Buckeye burl and I had a pretty good sized chunk, but it was really funky. It was weak and damp and blah, 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 and all the above and falling apart. So I stabilized it with some cactus juice and it just came out. I'm so happy with it.
Oh, it looks nice.
That's pretty. It's a pretty piece.
Yeah, and so it was a challenge getting it to finally stabilize. It took a couple of trips around in the cactus juice, but it finally came alive. There was a lot of bug holes, but this one little chunk here didn't have any bug holes. And I know we did those, but for me, I really wanted to see the burl because it was so pretty. This is all natural, and I just did a spray lacquer finish, and the finials, of course, are actually African blackwood, so they're not
Beautiful, Sandy.
Thanks. So
the way you added the gold to the
Very
black.
pretty, Sandy.
How'd you make your handle, your stand?
Oh, actually, I bought these. I have these that I got from on Amazon or something like that. And my kids and myself, we sit them around it all during the year. We don't wait for Christmas. We just switch them out, and they come over every now and again. Well, my daughter does. My son's in Texas, but she will come over and say, "I'm changing them out." Okay. Let me
see the base.
It's the way to do it.
The base.
I like
Let me see the base. Yeah.
I like the gilding that you did on it. That's nice.
Yeah, thanks. So, but anyway, it's all. I just was really excited to finally. It took, I think I want to say probably 3 months to get this totally stabilized. Believe it or not, it made 2 or 3 trips in the cactus juice because it was really crumbly.
Wow.
I was able to hollow it, so it's about an eighth. It's less than an eighth of an inch thick because it's small.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Finally, I did. Yeah, finally I completed something. Yay.
Did you hollow for both ends?
Yes. Well, actually, no, I didn't. I hollowed, I had the globe, or the chunk of wood up, kind of long, and I made the stem and the base and all that kind of stuff. And then I drilled down with my Forstner bit and left about an eighth of an inch in the bottom so I could hollow out without worrying so much about going through the bottom or out the side. Is it,
Of course. Right.
And then, so after I got it hollowed, then I went back in with my Forstner bit, went down into the stem of it, and then I started the process of doing the outside and getting everything else done. So, it's about it's between an eighth of an inch and a 16th. It's very thin, very light, very light.
It's a pretty piece.
Yeah, I'm very happy with it. And on the top, some gold as well.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
how'd you do that?
I did that with a paintbrush and that gold paint while it's spinning. I can't paint that straight, believe me, on my own. It's on the lathe and spinning. Trust me, these hands, they can't do that anymore. But anyway, this is one of my favorites. But so I turned about 15 ornaments about 3 months ago or something like that. So I'm just getting around to finish them because I haven't been able to do much recently. But this is my favorite. This is a keeper. Nobody gets this
Yep.
one.
I don't blame you.
I don't either.
Yay, I have to show and
It's
tell.
spectacular. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Okay. Thanks. I'm just excited to finally have something I can show you.
That looks nice.
Right.
Yeah.
That definitely
That's pretty
belongs
nice.
in the newsletter.
Okay.
Well, that's pretty thin there in the middle of that stem also. That's pretty
Oh, you
thin.
mean here? Yeah.
Yeah, right there, sure.
Yeah.
They did a nice job.
Oh, thank. No, I didn't paint. This is black. This is black. This is there's my stroke coming back in. I can't remember a thing. This is African blackwood. So it's a natural color. I just sprayed it with lacquer and then I put the gold on when I was finished.
Well, even the
Very
top
cool.
where you're holding with your left hand there. Okay,
Yeah.
so you made that top and then you drilled into that the ring.
I make a piece and it kind of looks like, it's like a globe, but it's just roughed out. And then I put a stem. It's
Way
all
down.
one piece of wood. I start with about, I don't know, 4.5, 5 inches, sometimes bigger, depending on what kind of wood I have. And so you make kind of round here, but then I put a stem on it that's about 1 inch thick. And then I take my Forstner bit, 3/4 inch, and go in through the top and go down to where I hit bottom. And I haven't gone all the way
Way
into
down.
the stem. And then I hollow it. And
I'm
then
talking about the stem itself. I'm talking about what you were holding it with.
this
That's
right
what I was
here.
talking about. Was that?
Oh, the metal thing?
No. Where your left hand is, where your thumb is.
Where my thumb?
The ring. Did that's part of this. Oh, I'm sorry. That's part of your handle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, this right
I'm
here.
sorry. I'm back to foolish.
If you're talking about this right here, that's
No,
just
I
a
was
screw
talking
up.
about where you're holding. I thought that was part of something that you turned.
No, this right here.
I wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry.
How I bought this on Amazon. Yeah, it's easy. You just push a button and buy something and you bring it to your house.
No, I wasn't thinking. I wasn't thinking.
That's the easiest way to do it. Yeah. But anyway, I finally turned something and it's been a while and I'm excited to be back. I was happy to be back at my lathe. I'm off the lathe again now for another, I can't go back on the lathe now for another 4 to 6 weeks. I did a little bit today. I probably shouldn't have, but I did. Because I had surgery on my hand, so they don't want me to use the hand. So I go, okay.
What you have done?
I had it was a squamous cell carcinoma that was stage 2. They had to take out.
Oh my.
Yeah, and it's tough because you just don't have a lot. I don't have a lot of meat to start with, but I definitely don't have any in my hands. But
You can tell them you're not really using the hand. You're letting the tool edge do all the work.
I keep telling them that. I just kind of do this, resting it on the top.
You know what? Do as you feel. Do as you feel. If you feel you could do it and it makes you feel good and happy, do it. If it hurts you, then don't do it.
Yep, I did it today until my finger started turning backwards, triggering. I thought, well, maybe I better stop.
Well, maybe that wasn't a good thing to do.
But it was nice to be back at the lathe today. So anyway, I'm very happy to be back here doing this. I've been at the meetings when I could. So
Very, very nice, Sandy. That's spectacular and much healing to you.
Oh, thanks.
Yes.
I'm doing well. Doing well.
Good.
All right. So we got nobody else on the gallery list, Dane. So we're coming back to you.
No, actually, we got Brenda. Brenda's got something.
Oh,
She says she has nothing.
I said I have nothing.
You have nothing. Why would you put that in there saying you have nothing?
Because you said, look, there's only 15 people showing something. I ain't got nothing to show because I blew up everything.
Yeah, it was actually only 10 people. It's worse.
I see.
Yes.
I see. That's
Everything
all right.
I've tried this week just blew up.
Well, bummer. So we need to think
Yeah.
about a topic while we're waiting for our.
Well,
let me check something here.
let's see here.
Let me see if our demonstrator is in. He is. Well, let's go to our demonstration 10 minutes early then.
Get out of here.
Hey,
What's your freaking phone?
okay, I'm going to try to not bump the camera this time.
Oh,
Good luck.
you're fine, Clayton.
I'm gonna weigh more than I probably have in the past. Hopefully, this is going to be the last time that I'm going to do a demo with a single
camera?
overhead camera. But tonight, that's actually kind of beneficial because 95% of what this project is watching that ghost line on the far edge. So I have little black foam core here to make it a little bit easier. I kind of wanted to go with something simple. So I figured tonight we could make a flower like this.
Sure, that's simple.
Yeah, it's
That looks great. Yeah.
Yeah. This is Purple Heart and Maple. I learned on the first one to not use Purple Heart, so we're just going to go, I think, Maple all the way through. But it surprisingly is very simple to do. I didn't say easy, but it is very straightforward. Every bit of this is going to be turned. And I tried to think of how to best visualize it, how to divide it, because it's rotated so many different times. It becomes a multi-axis piece. So I have a big square. And all of these start with a square because the one that I just showed is 8-sided. That is how I learned about it. The origin story is that one specifically comes from a turner called Onionwood on at least Instagram. I don't know if that's his real name. I saw an account, his account, he had this as one picture of a today's our shop class, and I studied it. What it was to get this out of the way, was something like this. And it ends up being some kind of a flower, some kind of, I don't know, Art Deco trophy. And it just fascinated me. So I did what I could to figure out how to replicate that, and I got pretty close. If you go look at his page and see the kind of stuff that he does, it will absolutely blow you away because his multi-axis stuff is just unbelievable. So that one was eight sides.
Is he on YouTube, Clayton?
I don't know. I know he's got a video where somebody interviewed him. That's where I first heard about him. So that is a YouTube video. And it's, I don't know, probably 2 hours long. And it took me 2 or 3 months to be able to watch it because I kept pausing and rewinding and just being amazed.
And what was his name again?
Onionwood. Just all one word.
Thank you.
So the original thing that I saw had 8 on it, and I kind of built my way up. This is a 6-sided one, and it ends up being more of like a trumpet flower kind of shape. And then the easiest one of them all is a 4-sided one. And this is where everything kind of started to click for me, because to be able to do this multi-axis, it's easiest if you start from a square. The only problem is I don't know of any 4-sided flowers that look like this. So eventually I started thinking, well, I turned spheres. So I have this gigantic Osage orange that I don't really have anything to mount with, but now it's artsy. So every different axis is useful. The only caveat is it has to be an even number. And that comes down to how these things first get laid out. So I'm going to start with just this demonstration whiteboard square. And all I've done so far is just go ahead and find the center. From there, you got to figure out if you want a 4-sided, 6-sided, or 8-sided. And tonight I'm going to do just a 6-sided one, because once you've seen me do 3 sides of it, you kind of get the idea. So there's no reason to do 8. But if you want to do a 4-sided one, congratulations, you're already done. If not, then you end up needing to make a hexagon. Making a hexagon from a square is actually kind of tricky. Making it from a circle, not so much. I'm just going to get these spring dividers that have a point right in the center. I'm just going to drag all the way around. And now I've got a good chance to mark out the circle. Very, almost kind of sort of staying in the lines. And while I'm doing this, I'm sure I'm going to miss all kinds of different details. And if anybody has any questions, let me know, because I'm still learning this. This is not my technique. I haven't mastered it. I saw it in a picture and I'm doing the best I can to replicate it. So if you want to help me learn, I am happy to learn with y'all. Okay.
Sounds good, Clayton.
So this is a circle. I still have the original diameter from where I first scored it. All that takes is, I'm just going to start at an arbitrary point. I'm going to make a line right there. From there, I'm going to take the same radius. I'm just going to scribe a line right there where these two intersect. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to hop over here. Do it again. Do another one. And one last one. What should happen is if I go back to this one original one, they should line up, and that actually is pretty close. So the hole is here, and the line, the final line, is right there. You have these little intersecting lines. This is the same technique if you want to make like a 3-legged stool and you're trying to mark out those lines. But with that, you just skip every other one. You get your 3 evenly spaced. With this, it becomes even easier. Because you just go to every line. You connect each line. And at each intersection, you'll end up with a polygon. So simple geometry lesson.
You missed one line.
Oh, did I? That's how you make a horseshoe. Okay. Okay, somebody check my math. I'm gonna say it's good. So this is when you will take a block. I'm going to use, for an example, this piece of 3x3 cherry. And this is when you can either, if you have a way to hold it securely and go across the bandsaw so that you can set your angles, what I'll do is I'll find wherever this goes and I will trace down it so that I can run it through. You can also just chisel it away, or disc sander is probably one of the safer ones, where you can even chisel away and then sand up to the line. But what you want is, at least for where you made the marks on the end, that needs to be as close to a hexagon as possible. If you get a little bit off as you come down, I think I marked both sides. Yeah, this one has a little bit shorter ends here. It's not great. it's not going to be that big of an issue as long as the main side, the front side, is relatively even as a hexagon. So we've done 6 sides. Everybody with me so far?
Sounds good.
Okay, because I'm also going to do 8 sides. And I noticed as soon as I said that, someone left, which that seems fair. So with 8 sides, it's easier to start with a square. The center, I found, I honestly don't even know if it's going to be super important, but because if you take a ruler and all you really have to do is find, and this is conveniently exactly 6 inches, you just kind of angle it until it finds something that is actually divisible by 3, which is the interesting thing. You're taking a 4-sided thing and you want to make it into a 8-sided thing. So why would you need to divide it by 3? Well, that is, if you mark right there, and I'm just going to do this real quick because 2 inches, 4 inches, if you take these outside corners, same thing, you just line them up and connect them. Now you have exactly where you need to cut off so that each segment is going to be the same length all the way around. Or much simpler. So I made this point and this point. I'm going to go ahead and darken them just to show. I'm so happy to be ready to be finished with the math lesson here. These points are where originally marked out. They're the ones that I mathed out with geometry. But if I take something like something that has a pencil on it, and all I'm going to do is get this original corner, just the height of the diagonal, and I swap it around to where the compass is now in the corner and the pencil is in the center, and I draw around, it gets close enough, which is all I'm really looking for. This isn't a perfect square, so it's not going to be great, but it's really not far off. And when you're talking at a certain scale, like this, no one's ever going to be able to tell. No one's ever going to know. This one's just drawn out. This one's measured out and then kind of drawn poorly because the bandsaw marks. But whenever you get done with that, you end up with this kind of interesting shape. And this gets much easier to sand off or cut off. So once you have that, like I said, I'm going to go with a 6-sided piece tonight. You get some kind of hexagon shape, whatever the 3D version of a hexagon is. And finally, that is all the math and figuring out, and that's all you got to really do about it. The last part, just to set it up, I'm going to move this out of the way. So wherever the center marks originally were, going to put these here. I'm going to make this one a little bit deeper so it's a little bit easier to center. But with all that technical info gone, you can either divide it right in the center or do what I did here and do it not quite 5/8 of the way. I'm a big fan of the golden mean, but it's not completely, like if this is 75%, it's not totally off, but you want it just a little bit off from center. Very specific reason for that is if I go back to the 4-sided example, that big Osage orange sphere fit pretty well. There's a nice gap between it. It's sitting on all 4 points. But if I take a regular size sphere that isn't gigantic, it actually ends up bottoming out. The reason is this one doesn't particularly go deep enough to be able to have it sit on all points without the radius or the diameter of the sphere needing to be just gigantically huge. So with all of this, the deeper that you can go, the better. The same concept for dry brushing, the same concept for any kind of embellishment is you always need to carve a lot deeper than you first expect, because that's what creates the depth, the visual depth, along with the actual depth. So from there, that's all that this takes. I find the center of each face along this line, and this line should be it should run pretty true all the way across. You just grab a pencil, run it across, and then I'll just punch holes with a center punch in the middle of each flap. And then finally I get to the turning, which I don't know why I say finally. It's my first holiday season as, doing this like really full time, trying to do all the markets and stuff. You guys are joining me on the tail end of, I think, 5 weeks where I've been working 80 to 90 hours. So I'm actually really excited to just be able to slow down and share this kind of project with y'all.
Smell the coffee brewing for a change.
All right, so I'm going to line up these two between center and kind of dig in a little bit. And this point, this point, this point, and this point, they're not even, but they are at least hopefully going to all be in a line. I'm going to spin it once because it's off center. I need to make sure I'm not going to hit the tool rest. And I'm just going to start it up. It's decently centered. So I'm going to move the tool rest just a little bit so that you can see, hopefully, in the shadow line. This is side grain turning. Most of the time, I'm going to use a piece of end grain, just because it has a little bit more structural strength once you get to the smaller flower part. And because it's interrupted turning, you kind of got to bump up the speed a little bit. I'm just going to start in the center. I'm going to work my way down a series of V cuts. The bad part about this, you are going to get tear out because this is a side grain cut. This is going to be technically the wrong direction against supported fiber. And I'm going to make very slow cuts because there is a lot of air in between these. Just stop and check my progress. Got a pretty nice groove here, and I am barely touching on this side. This actually needs to go ahead and be a good bit deeper. Profile here is not bad. I want it to be a little bit more rounded. So now that I know what I'm cutting, I can just touch the back of the tool, not cutting at all, and then back away so that when I do enter in, there's less of a chance of skating and kicking back. I'm going to swap to a spindle gouge because as I'm coming down deeper and deeper, I run the risk of, as I get closer to the center, this corner of the lower wing runs the risk of hitting the opposite wall. So this is just a little bit more sweat back. kind of picking away at this other side, but on this side, I am way deep. Should be plenty deep enough. There is a little bit of a step here and a little bit of tear out right there. I'm going to see if I can fix that. At least the tear out. The steps can be sanded. Nope, made it worse. But that's pretty much the entire step. This is, besides the bug hole, this is all that it takes. And so I'm just going to step and repeat all the way through. And as long as I can match the same depth that I did on this first one, then that's all that's necessary. I'm going to swap back over to ball gouge. I'm just watching that shadow line, and every time I get to the center point, I'm going to jump back and come from the other side. I don't know how well this will show up on camera, but I'm actually seeing another line taper down now. That is from the cut that I made before. So if I go to where those shadow lines make a point, then I know how far I need to go so that it matches up with the first one that I made. So as I'm watching the shadow line, I can tell that I just hit where I'll be starting to chip away on this other side. So it's a good time to stop and check and see how far down I am on this line, which not even close. I'm going to start way back here, make sure that I touch the back of the tool first. So this is, like I said, it's a simple project, but it's not necessarily easy because you've got to balance out the interrupted cutting. And the way that you handle that is with speed. But if you're not comfortable turning fast, when you're turning air and then wood and then air and then wood, it becomes more dangerous that way. So you can go slower and sand more, or you can go faster and have a little bit more risk than you might be comfortable with. So it just becomes a balance. I'm almost there on, I don't know if it's visible. There is 1/8 of an inch maybe left to go. And that is close enough. There's about a 1/16. I have a pretty strong feeling this is why whenever he makes them, there's a hollowed out little section where the inside kind of masks whatever you didn't exactly get. It. Yeah, it blends it. But I'm going to get as close as I can. Closing the flute whenever I get to the center of it. And again, trying to remember to hold on to that curve. I'm just cresting in here. This is generally going to be a good time to sand, but you really got to be careful because if you oversand too much or if you power sand, where I'm getting this really crisp line all the way across here, that is going to go away and you are going to notice it in the final product. One of
The
the
importance
best
of
things,
speed in the cut.
absolutely. And then the reason that I was handling bull gouge first is because it can handle more weight of the impact. So it's going to be more structurally sound than a spindle gouge that might be jumping around a little bit. But with that, I honestly didn't expect this to kind of go this smoothly. I thought I would have to stop and check the depth a whole lot more. So maybe I should have done the 8-sided one.
Yeah, you look like you've done this a time or two, Clayton.
80-hour weeks. All I'm going to say. It is still fun because I made this for a friend in May, and I haven't really made any of them since. And then all of a sudden, there's a guy who kind of took a liking to me who's been doing pottery around this area for 50 years. So we've gotten together to talk business about, how to do the more artistic side of things around here. And that's what he is known for, is just flowers. He'll make ceramic flowers. And I said, oh boy, do I have a picture to show you. So that's kind of dictated this season a little bit more than I was expecting it would. Okay, so this is when it finally starts to look a little bit like what you were trying to make in the first place. I can see that because this looks taller than this, I'm going to need to spend a little bit more time on the left side, but I also need to be a little bit careful because this point isn't quite as high as the others. The most likely thing is, and this should be able to center back up easily, so I should be able to show it. Right here, I have this little dimple pretty well centered, but on the other side, you see how where the stem center jaws dig in a little bit more over here than over here? That is what's going to give me bigger on one side than the other. As far as I know, there isn't a great solution for that, but actually there is one solution. There is only one solution that I found. It's when someone asks about it, go, have you ever seen something perfectly even in nature? Go find me a flower with, every petal down to the millimeter, and then honestly, you just sound pretentious, and then they just kind of quit arguing with you.
Right. Yeah, just ask them to explain that 4-leaf clover.
Exactly. So the first one, it doesn't really matter what you do, you just kind of go for it. The second one, you kind of want to get as close as possible. And then with this third one, it's going to be worth it to go ahead and take your time as you ease down into it. And this should be one of the last passes. I'm good on my outer diameter, my width. I'm just remembering to curve in for this final pass. Like I have something on the spindle gouge that, like a flat spot on the cutting edge. Just for this, I'm going to bump the speed up a little bit more.
Clayton, what size spindle gouge? Is that 1/4 inch or is that 1/2 inch?
This is a 1/2 inch. This is,
Okay.
I want to say a Hamlet. One of the Sheffield ones. doesn't have a label because I got one off Amazon one time. I liked it, so I kept ordering it. But I'm decently sure it's either. No, it's Crown. Thank you. It is supposed to be Crown. The first one I got, actually, I still have it around here somewhere, had a different handle on it. So I was a little bit worried I got sent a fake, but they handled just the same. And I don't know. I've been really getting comfortable with that, almost more than bowl gouge. So right now, I'm actually deeper on this one than I am any of the others. One of the good parts about using a blank of a certain length compared to these smaller ones is that as you go deeper and deeper on the smaller ones, you actually lose your line. But because I still have this, I can recenter it if I really need to clean up any of these points. So now I'm back in, I guess, the second one that got done. And yeah, now they all meet pretty decently evenly. Now is the part where if you want to sand it, now would be a good time. But instead of making you all watch sanding, I'm going to swap over to a slightly different section. I'm making a center point right where all of these points meet. And then on here, there's still the place where the lab center got marked out to begin with. But there are all these little notches. Now, I doubt I'm going to be able to get it with this one just because of how small these notches are, but there is a secret benefit. If you were to take one, for example, this trumpet flower example, and the way that this was turned was out of one of those smaller blanks, well, you end up getting more ridges cut out of both of them. So what you end up with is kind of a bonus flower. And this one you can turn pretty thin, and it's a little bit easier to get at the underside for whenever you're ready to mount the stem. The purple heart one that I had earlier did have a bonus flower. So this was the main one, and there's not really any difference other than 8 points to 6 points. So you can kind of see where it starts to take shape. But on the underside, with all the notches taken out, I was able to get another little bonus flower. And I took a piece of elm and just made a little disc. I don't even know. These are drilled out with 5/16, 3/8, something through the center, but that didn't even matter because then you just have to sand it a little bit more, and you get, I don't know, a daisy. I don't know. I'm not a phlebotomist. I think the 8-sided ones, this one was meant to be a lily, but I looked it up, and 8-sided and 6-sided plants, or 6-petaled plants, aren't super common. For having evenly spaced ones, they actually are really only daffodils, lilies, and asparagus. Yeah,
asparagus.
That last one kind of threw me. So I'm going to swap this over to a kind of a bigger lab center or bigger cone center. I'm going to have this line up to this, and it should run pretty decently true. Especially because I'm using the original hole from when I first lined it up. Okay, so while I'm doing this, any questions or anything? Because I'm sure I've missed something or
So Clayton, there's a question asked, if it was mounted in the center instead of off the side, would you not get two identical flowers? I think this is in reference to the high spot on one side
Yes.
and low spot on the other.
Yes. So that is what I started doing. Started marking them out right in the center. But what I like doing, besides getting the knot out of the way, what I like doing is this gives me a chance to go a lot deeper with the offset turning part so that what's more pronounced in the petals shows up better. But yes,
Right
you
on.
can do identical flowers. What I would love to be able to do, and I'm not entirely sure how I would do it, but I would love to be able to do one that is 10-sided, just something crazy like a 10-sided and like a 16-sided one from the same blank.
Good sized chunk of wood.
Right. If I could make them both thin like this and then layer them, put like I did with the purple heart bonus flower, take this, but instead of elm, make it, something black. You could do blackwood, you could dye it, and then you would have a really big sunflower. So that would be enjoyable, at least. I'm not entirely sure how it would work or if it would work, but
Well, I really like the layering idea. I think that's a huge option.
It's fun. I feel like I'm growing a garden because I started with one idea and then it, sprouted, and like all the metaphors are just kind of writing themselves.
Right? Yeah, they just write themselves, don't they?
Yeah, I would point out that a sunflower is like 90% seeds. So it's
Oh, okay. So then that means somebody needs to make one of those and do a collaboration with Dixie Biggs. Have you seen her peppercorns that look like actual peppercorns?
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah.
See, there you go. This is the kind of project that I like doing because it's fun and you can tell an idea is fun whenever it starts having its own ideas.
Right. Starts morphing.
Okay.
Has little children and grandchildren.
This is very off topic, but like I said, I'm kind of mentally fried from the other turning, so I'm just enjoying getting to hang out with friends while I'm turning. Have you guys heard about how exponential tomatoes grow? Like you start with one plant and then you end up with like 15,000 just from like the third generation of seeds.
Yep. That's just from the ones that survive.
Let a squash grow wild. You'll have more squash and you know what to do with.
Cucumber.
Yeah, and I thought the only thing that really did more than you ever thought you needed was like chickens. Can't tell you how many friends I've had that started out, hey,
rabbits.
we're having our own eggs. And then like 6 months later, it's please take our eggs. We don't know what to do with them.
Uh-huh.
So right now I'm just smoothing this out while it's between thinners because it'll just go into a chuck. The measurements aren't super crucial, super necessary, so I am gonna eyeball them. And I'm gonna make a few different steps just because the chuck will hold what the chuck holds and rather be prepared for that. So, almost there. I'm gonna taper it in just a little bit. Knockout bar. So, I don't like that. So if you ever are throwing a chuck onto the spindle At the end, it's always going to be best if you give it just a little, let's go back another, a little flick, just to make sure all the threads seat. That way you don't have to worry about it unthreading, spinning off, causing something from a horror movie to happen. And then, yeah, these should be perfect. In order to hold on to a tendon, you want the chuck to be almost completely shut with the jaws. That'll make for a better hold, more secure hold, and then if it's all centered up, that's why I left the lab center in there, then it makes it easier in case you need to help the alignment. Some of the stuff out of the way because tailstock isn't really necessary anymore. So with this one, the options are going to be, you can either make it a flower with, tapered petals, or you can just taper under. This is the style that onion wood does, and it makes it look interesting. It doesn't make it look necessarily flowery. So start with one, and because it'll start with the same shape, and then see about tapering it under. Like I said, whenever I did it with Purple Heart to begin with, it was chippier than I wanted it for it to be. Just for the ease and simplicity, I'm gonna
What, with both hands? No way.
What? Oh, you mean this?
No, one hand. All right.
That is probably the
Attaboy.
riskiest cut I have ever made before.
You pulled it off. Good job.
Oh yeah, this night could have gone a whole lot differently in that 2 seconds. Okay, so this is, you got one little bug hole right here. That's what you get for getting this particular species of maple is called I Got It Down the Street.
Uh-huh.
So it shouldn't affect the final, because I'm actually going to go all the way up to the corner. You guys remember 2 weeks ago whenever Kirk was talking about spinning razor blades or razor's edge that are going to cut you if you get too close to it? That is what each one of these points are.
Mm-hmm.
As I taper down, I'm going to need to be really careful about this, because that is, I mean, it just looks like a torture device if you aren't careful. Like each one of these, I've had to sand by hand multiple times just to make sure that I'm still safe while I'm turning these things. So I'm going to pick an arbitrary point, maybe around there. I'm going to start angling in. Full rest is still a little bit high from where the skew was. So then, not going to get right up to the corner yet. But I'm going to establish the curve that I want to follow. Felt like something jumped. Just to make sure the chuck is as tight as it can be. And from here, you can start to see the flower or the original inspiration shape taking shape. Before I get too much further down here, though, I do need to make room in the center. And that comes in two forms. Technically, since this is end grain, you need to be a little bit careful how you do this. I'm going to start with the bevel just barely touching, and I'm going to go in. But this is like you're hollowing end grain, so you might not get the best surface. You can grab spindle gouge, try to back hollow it. And that'll be okay, but because it's so interrupted, you're going to get a good bit of tear out. And I know we're doing top down tonight, so it's not incredibly visible. You can take my word for it. It is, ooh, that's rough. So what I like to do is I have this carbide cutter from Hunter Tools, and this starts in the center and it works its way out. And it's just an incredibly pure cut. That's all it really needs. One pass. It is. It's a yeah, it's carbide, but it's a cup cutter, so it actually slices rather than scrapes. And it is very stable that way because the cut that I need to make is so steep, and this is like a, hold on, where did my blackboard go? This is maybe an 85 degree angle. So what that lets me do is, if you've ever seen Ray Key's spindle gouge where it's a very steep angle and shear, it's the same purpose. But what that lets me do is start completely flute closed basically, but I'm still rubbing the bevel. That's what gives me the contact and the control while I'm making an interrupted cut. Especially while it's turning in the center, it's very slow. So I can take the cut and open it because it's all round and the angle doesn't really change. So it's a very safe way to open the flute and then just swing the outside of the handle. And the more that I swing around here, this follows the same arc, but it turns at a much slower radius. So if I swing all the way around here, I get a perfect curve all the way around it, still riding bevel the whole time. Makes it very safe. And then, but there can be on some of these corners where it's coming around, there can be some tear out here, some torn grain. This is the part where I'm just going to grab just a little bit of sandpaper. It'll take a little while to get rid of those ridges. But this, a little bit of this, and a little bit of on the inside. I don't want to touch this edge because I want this corner to be pretty crisp, but that's all it is. You break this edge, flatten this face, and then you slightly round over the other edge. And then I don't really need to do anything on this side because I'm not entirely done cutting it. But what I am going to do next is go ahead and drill my hole through. And that's just going to start it. I'm going to drop this out of the way so that I have something to anchor my hand on. And I'm just going to do this while it's spinning. I'm going to drop the speed. I'm going to let it find the center. I'm just going to push in. I'm going to clear it every 3/8 of an inch or so. And I think I drilled to maybe around here. I'm actually not sure because it conveniently doesn't really matter. That is just for the mounting later whenever it's time to add either a second one of these or this little onion shape. Hey, maybe that's what, never mind. So the rest of this is just going to get eased into the shape that I'm looking for. This is still interrupted turning, so I'm going to go a little bit fast. Here, still the lower point, a little bit higher of a point. It'll look like you kind of missed some points or something here. Once you're done with it, you won't be able to tell. This is a pretty decent curve, pretty decent finish, but I am still going to knock off the edge, knock off the edge. I have enough tiny little nicks and bruises and scrapes. Let me know however much time this takes is worth it because it's less time than running to go get a band-aid. So at this point, if you want to go for the flower shape, this is when this is actually slightly undercut, but you would come straight in and treat it like any other cove. So you would just follow the curve, and then it would eventually match up to this other curve that you made, and that's how you get this OG shape. You can undercut it if you want. The Purple Heart kind of tore out on me with this. But that is first the outside curve, and then the inside curve, and then you just have them meet. And that's really all it is to make that kind of a shape. And take a little bit more material down. But I also need to remember that I have I think it's a 5/16 hole. I think that's the drill bit I just used. I have a 5/16 hole all the way through the center. So if I want to do anything fancy down here at the bottom, I need to account for that in the wall thickness. You can see kind of towards the end of the bonus flower how I left it. I drilled the hole through and then just made it a cylinder, tapered in a little bit so that whenever I try to part it off or whenever I try to do whatever I'm going to do to this one, I have a little place that registers so that I'm not trying to saw or using the oscillating tool, just kind of blindly and getting a very drunken line with it. I think for this one, I'm going to stick with a little bit closer to this original one, and I'm just going to taper it in a little bit. This is the 3/8 spindle gouge that has the convex back. So while I'm here in this corner and the flute's completely closed, I'm just going to raise it up, kind of float it just a little bit. I'm going to come back down. That should do is give me a pretty well, I don't know about even, but a pretty small bead. And then I can just continue to, well, once I speed up the lathe, I can continue to taper down from there. Now from here, actually, this is a really good opportunity because I have so much of this material out of the way. What I can do, come under this, and undercut it, keeping in mind that I have that very small wall thickness to account for the hole. As long as I'm going under a certain RPM, I can just fling down and not run way up at me, which is what it did. So right now I have this kind of torn out piece right here. It's not bad. This is usually before you part this off, this is a good time to finish sanding it and put any kind of sealer on it that you need. But this tear out is kind of an issue. There's a solution for it though. These are, look at this. I'm enjoying this foam board. These are shear countersinks. So they have a hole going all the way through them, and that's what makes this kind of weird shape. And what it does is if you have a normal countersink that's fluted, it's going to tear up the wood in some species. And in some configurations. Plywood, it tears it out really bad. This is actually really gentle. So I'm just going to hold this in my hand. This is why I knocked off all the points. What I would really suggest is you take it somewhere where you are not on camera. You're gonna give it a few hits.
Look at that.
Because it's a very sheer cut, it's going to take away most of the issues that you're going to have. And
I've never seen one of them.
These come in a 4-pack. They come in different sizes. I think these are, the yellow is always going to be like titanium nitride or something. But Amazon, $15. It is incredible. So I'm going to hold it down a little bit more. It's not aggressive either, so it's not like you can really go too deep. But
yeah, it's not like a step drill.
Right. So this is one of those moments of, hold on, I had something for this. So this is a piece of Bradford pear that it's got some figure to it, which means it's also got some torn grain to it. So I didn't know what I was going to do with it. It's not bad. It's got some vice jaw marks, but all you got to do, you can either stick it on there just straight, or if you round it over, you just attach it here and I'll super glue it and I'll just hold it. What that ends up doing is, to go back to this original example that my mom was very gracious enough to let me borrow, I just filled it with epoxy, filled it with whatever. I actually ended up making a collar out of the same wood so that it would fit in, so that it would be easier to countersink. But yeah. So this being curved means that it sits at an angle. Whatever you make this out of, because I know I make vases and I don't really have anything to put in them, but whatever you make, just anticipate that you're going to need a longer stem than this one, because whatever this is going to be heavier, and so it's going to be top heavy and it's going to want to fall over. But it's a really good way to use very, very small spindle stock. And then lastly,
Clayton, you should make a ball and socket for it. That way it rotates.
That is a really good idea. I thought I had one. Yeah. So earlier I was practicing for this, and yeah, the trumpet flower has exactly that. It's just kind of rounded out a little bit, not drilled all the way through, because I wanted to see if that would be possible.
Nice.
I'll do the 5/16 pretty frequently because well, that's the same thing for bottle stopper jigs and the worm screw that I have. All of that is you drill a 5/16 pilot hole. So you can end up, this is what a small one looks like to begin with, and you can see the notches on both sides. That turns into this. It's got, this one has got a pretty steep, I don't know, I guess that'd be the head, so it goes this way. But in this one bonus flower, it just slots in there. And now you've got, so you make a big one and you make a small one. And all this does is I'll put this into smaller jaws, feed it in, and then what I'll do here is pour some glue, some just super glue or whatever in here, hit it with the accelerator, and then it won't bleed out on the other side. You can do this with the little onion shapes. You can do this with, you know, a second one of these offsets. You can really do it out of anything, and what you end up with is the full and complete flower. So what questions are there? Because I know I'm shortcutting a lot of this, and a lot of this has been trial and error for me. So if I can get ahead of somebody trying something and saying, gee, I wish I had known, I'd be happy to.
So Brenda, you asked a question. I'm not seeing what you're asking. Ask Clayton your question.
Was actually not a question, but more of a comment. The corners that you cut off of the original 3x3 square.
Yes.
Maybe you could use those for the stem.
Ooh, you are touching on a very, very failed experiment. I was trying this earlier, and what I would love to be able to see is something. Oh, I'm not going to have a good example because they all snap. What I was trying to do is try to figure out if I could do, you know how sometimes gosh, I don't remember this from like 8th grade science class. Is it the stamen? Is that the thing that's on the inside that sticks out? And it's just tiny little ones. Yeah. So if I cut off, like from this one, this, and then I made it into its own little turning blank, I was starting to wonder if this would be the perfect thing for it. Because what I'm starting to realize is the stem actually needs to be way longer than I would expect. And so for something like this, it's pretty significantly longer.
Sure,
But I love where you're thinking because, yeah, using these corners to do something else in the flower, great idea. I hadn't thought about that as the stem though. So I really like that. But yeah, I can take a second to
Can I show a picture really quick?
Please do.
Is that, are we okay with that, Dane?
Yeah, that's fine. Real quick.
So I turned these and I use dowels as the stem.
Whoa.
And on the inside, I carved the stamen. This is just the dowel that goes all the way up through here. And I just carved up the end as the stamen here. So that's also an option.
That is okay. Yeah. See, this is the thing. This is why I'm telling you, I have so much fun with these things because that is when we're done with the stream and I have been slept for the next 3 weeks. That is going to be one of the first things that I try. I'm telling y'all, like this has been the best thing where I have demos that I'm planning for next year, which am I going to get in trouble if I make the shameless plug of if you have a club and want me to do a demo where I actually am fully prepared and fully like have jokes ready and some of them are even good. to to just to let me know to get me on the schedule. Like I said, thanks to some very good Black Friday deals, I'll soon have a much better camera setup, so I can do IRDs or in person. But yeah, for now, it's just I like getting ideas from y'all. I get
Hey, you know what? Actually, I was really happy before you cut that top off. I thought that base was just a gorgeous thing that was going to happen.
okay. So something more
He ain't
like
done yet, folks.
I'm not.
No, I understand.
Yeah, I kind of thought I was
Go ahead,
kind of
Clayton.
getting done.
Nope, not done. Not
Oh
you're
gosh.
not you're not done until Dane says you're done.
So does anybody have the second page of what I was expected to do?
I thought there was a page 2.
Don't ask me how I know that.
It's
Yeah, it's just one of the things that happens, Clayton, is the scope of your demo expands on the fly.
yeah, pages 3 to 5 of my handout just say notes, and it's just blank pages after that.
Huh.
No,
Can I
don't
ask a
forget that he's
question?
going to be a demonstrator
Please
at
do.
Level Up also. Just saying.
Right. And we'll be able to see stuff like we'll be able to see something, not necessarily this, but we could in the freestyle events or in the after hours of Level Up. But Clayton's going to be doing his garden fairy
Man.
demonstration, or I should
Yep.
say, coaching and learning you how to build and prepare and turn it up at Level Up. So
I am so excited for that too, because
So
the number
just
one thing that I thought I was going to be excited about is making it. But then, whenever I did my practice demo in the summer preparing for SWAT, somebody came in the next month with a fairy that they had made, and then the next month was one, and it was as heartwarming as it was idea inspiring. So no,
right.
I'm really looking forward to
Yeah,
that.
that.
somebody had a question.
want to ask a question.
Mm-hmm.
Did somebody have a question?
Yes. One of our lady turners had a question.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So where'd she go?
I don't know.
Sandy, did you have a question?
Might have been me. I
Sue?
Okay.
I
Ask.
don't. This is amazing. This is beautiful. But how would you? What would you turn that into? Like, would you do like a bouquet or?
Okay, for this one, I'm going to tell you Onion Wood's Instagram channel again. The guy, I may have gotten the translation wrong, just with the YouTube captions for that one interview. But from what I understand, he shut down his shop for 2 or 3 years just to be able to master this kind of off-axis turning. His entire Instagram is just full of ideas on ideas. There are hollow forms where this becomes the finial. So from out of here, this onion shape becomes the tall finial.
Oh my.
There are some of them are knobs, and when I say like you have to go way deeper than you expect, here's my version 1 from May. Whenever I was doing this, it was because the Purple Heart one is for Mother's Day. So this one was one that I did in May. This one was yesterday and today, and you can see the depth difference. I'm not making this up. He has one that is as tall as this, and it's the legs just go all the way up. So it looks like, I don't know, almost like one of those pond skaters that have the really long legs that just kind of come to tiny little points on the water.
Hey,
It is
unbelievable. Hey. You know, Clayton.
Yes, sir.
One thing that actually that we could all think about. You could make this at any size. I mean, it could be 4 inches. It could
Absolutely.
be, and that would make it just so great. I mean, it doesn't have to be the size that you're showing us right now, but I mean, you could make that and way you showed it at a lot of different sizes.
Yeah, absolutely. The
And
reason that I started with this,
that would make it so great for so many different projects.
absolutely. The reason I started with a 3x3 blank on some of these is because whenever you need to divide it by 3, makes the math real easy. But beyond that, it could be anything you want, any different shape. Like I said, it once you start in this kind of garden, it's just going to keep growing itself. Okay. Any other questions? Because I know whenever I first started looking into this, I had ones that I didn't even know how to phrase or ask.
I think these are beautiful, but I think it's above my ability.
I bet you'd surprise yourself because the
I'd have so many explosions.
I thought I would too.
No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't.
Yeah.
It was very simple what he did.
Yes, he did make it very simple.
No, you could do it. You could do it.
Absolutely can do it. If I can do it, then yeah, you can do it.
No, you could do it. You could do it.
I know she could do it.
Yeah, I can make ink pens too, but I blew up 3 of the day.
It doesn't matter if you're not blowing anything up, you're not trying hard enough.
Yeah, no one wants to be in a lonely funnel club.
That's right.
That's not that thin to blow up. You got more meat in that.
It's really not. This is like this one has the
love that.
5/16 hole, and it is just solid all the way through.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yep, somebody said earlier this is one of those videos that we're going to be watching over and over again, and I'm one of the watchers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hit repeat. Back up. What was that? Wait a minute.
So
you lost me. Back up.
I put the interview with the Onionwood guy in chat and a link to his Instagram, so y'all can explore that if you want. So thanks, Clayton.
I just saw Tim just say something and even make a box out of it. Yeah, that would be so many different ways to do that.
Thank you for that, Tim.
That would be something. I mean, look at that. Yeah, that would be something, Tim.
Yeah, this would be
You could make the
wonderful for that.
flowers. You could set the flowers in resin.
No, I'm sorry. I'm talking about like 4, 5, 6 inches wide. And yeah, Tim, that would be a great idea.
I'm gonna try to have that for show and tell next time. That is a great idea. I have a blank that I'd roughed out already. And
yeah, like 5, 6 inches wide.
Something like this, and then you just kind of part it off, and then this becomes the lid. Okay, see, you guys got my brain going way too much.
No.
This is why I show up.
I love it's 2 inches wide. I'm talking about 5 and 6 inches wide.
And that means
Knock
because I'm
yourself
not
out,
understanding,
Al.
that means
I got everybody's mind turning.
So will you
Look
show
forward to
me
seeing it
what
next
you mean
week.
next week?
Yep.
No. I'm not asking for anything next week. I'm just thinking about ideas. What you showed can be what you have in your hand is 2 inches in your hand. I'm talking about making something 5 and 6 inches wide, doing it the same way.
See, and that's what I'm saying. You got to show me what you're talking about because it sounds like a great idea.
I think that's what Tim was talking about. Make a whole complete box and bowl out of it.
Yeah, I love that idea. Yeah, but
you could layer a couple together to make your box lid too, Al.
You're limited by the swing of your lathe, though.
Hey, look. I just found the idea right now. I'm just talking. Come on, give me a break. But I think it's a great idea.
Clayton, what are you going to do with the piece you got on the lathe now then?
Oh, thank you for that. That is a great segue into a thing that I totally forgot to do. I haven't quite figured out how I want to do this yet, but this is just a piece of, I don't know, baseball bat billet or something with 5/16 dowel. And it's kind of variable. It'll kind of squeeze in there. It doesn't run completely true all the time, but this piece that I just made, if I'm really stuck with it, then this ends up feeding on here so that it kind of runs true. Again, this is one where the closer to even all the pedals can be, the better. But then little bit of super glue on the corners where it won't matter, and then you can really get that domed curve if you need it. Or you can sand it if you want to do the undercut part. Across here, it makes it a little bit easier to access it, just in case you didn't get it on the first try, like I didn't here.
Yeah, that looks like it'd be easier to make that cove in there.
Yeah, it gives you a
That's
little
why
bit
I
more
was saying
access.
the demo wasn't done with, because it looked like he was ready to finish tightening up the bottom of that flower base.
I was preparing for what I thought was going to be the inevitable question, and I'm glad you asked it then, because I completely forgot to bring it up as a footnote, because this is what happens. Somebody mentions something, then my brain just starts going, "Ooh, what if?"
All right.
Down the
We're here to
rabbit hole.
remind.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Okay,
Turned
so
upside
any
down
other?
like that, it almost looks like an alternative to your fairy skirt.
Oh my
True.
gosh.
True.
Okay,
An alternative method. Look at that.
little fairy skirt.
That is
Yeah,
phenomenal.
so
I'm so glad I don't have a front-facing camera right now, so you don't see how high up my eyebrows are. But that got the wheels cranking, because I've been trying to figure out an interesting thing for like Christmas angel ornaments.
There you go.
There you go.
Yep. See, now you don't have to use a burl. You can use something else and do that.
Yeah. Oh, my level up preparation just got very specific.
That
looks like
our
a
wood requirements.
Hey, Clayton. Hey, Clayton.
Yes, sir.
Ta-da!
Clayton, if you paint it green, then it can be the naughty elf skirt.
Oh my gosh. Because what was the thing? Somebody said that if you did piercing on the fairy, it'd look like a snowman in drag. So then you go with that, and then you go with the elf skirt. Like, I'm just making Santa's village that we don't talk about.
Yeah, we
You
don't
guys
know
are the
what
best.
Santa
Okay.
gets up to in the off months.
Hollow it out a little bit. You can use it for a hat.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, could be a fairy hat.
No, you know what? Clayton,
Peter Pan's hat.
Yeah, just you know what?
A mermaid hat.
That's pretty cool. There's so many
You can even
ideas
make a
that you can
top
make
out
out
of
of that. Yeah, there's
You
so
can even
many
make a
ideas
top
that you
out
can
of it.
make from that.
Oh my gosh, I need to start writing down all of this.
Yeah, you do.
Well, it is being recorded, so all you got to do is rewatch it.
Oh, that's fair. Oh, I have my first
records
video that I'm
everything.
going to need to go back and
Dave.
watch, like I did with the Onionwood interview.
Yeah,
That's a fun milestone.
I do it a lot.
for sure. Well, if folks,
Hey, you could
does anybody else have any?
you
Go
could
ahead.
use that as a soft-boiled egg cup if you hollow it
There
out a
you go.
little
Right,
more,
there you go.
Oh,
right?
that is
There's
exactly
a lot of
it.
things. There's a lot of things. Well, it's the technique that you showed us, Clayton, was the best thing, and and you know what? That was very entertaining, very enjoyable.
I think we're going to
Thank you.
see
I
a
appreciate
lot of
that.
variations of this
The
in the near
technique that you
future.
showed us was very nice.
I agree, Brenda.
That's so encouraging. Yeah, no, I'm excited to see what everybody else makes from this. That's going to be my favorite part. I can already tell.
Yep.
Well, that's going to cost you $1,000.
Yeah.
Will you take a personal check that will bounce?
Yes, of course.
Guaranteed.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank y'all.
Great demo, Clayton.
Great demo. Thank you.
Very
Great.
enjoyable evening. Sure.
Love
Very
watching
enjoyable
you.
evening.
Thank you, Clayton.
Now he's looking at
All
other
right.
parts thinking, what can I do here now?
See, you got me. You got me wondering.
Yeah, yep.
I'm gonna set this
Everybody's
down before
minds
Dane
is
decides a part 3
wondering.
comes up.
Yeah, no worries. I was being a little slow tonight, so normally I would have something for you to do right after that that was right in line with it that would be easy, but I'm not even clicking on all cylinders myself. So with that, Matt, do we have anybody else up for a gallery?
We do actually. Scott says he's got something, so we're going to go over to him.
I just
What you
wanted to
got,
show
Scott?
you, I finished up the demo piece the other day. Can't see the top.
That cute.
So I finished that up, and I figured out how to do the bottom. So I glued this jar had a curved bottom and it domed like. So I made a puck that went through the top, and I glued my pieces to the puck rather than to the glass.
Nice.
How easy would it be to turn your shop lights off so we can see it better? Without,
Easy.
I don't want you to trip. There we go.
He disappeared. Oh, too much.
Wow.
Hang on a second.
That didn't
Thing was
work.
bright.
By the way, the top got really tight, by the way.
Oh, yeah, it did.
There we go. Yeah.
That is so cool.
Wow.
Yeah, it is cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty slick.
What is that, a mayonnaise jar you recycled?
It's a I don't know. I bought it at a thrift sale, so
Okay.
there you can see it a little better without the.
There it is.
So cool.
There we go. Yeah.
Get the glare of the jar.
Yeah, it's double
That's
glare
awesome.
going in, coming
If you
out.
can see, I did the bottom. There's a wooden puck that I glued in the bottom. And I like that better. And I like how this fits too, where it's a pop fit. I mean, it's tight.
Yeah, I could tell. That looks good. What you doing, Cat?
So the lid, I just let it dry on there because it was a little green when I put it on. So I just let it dry on there and just kept slowly working it on and off every couple days so that I could get it off and it didn't bust the jar. So I just wanted to show you that I finished it.
Great idea.
That's all I got.
Very cool. All right. I'll be right.
You'll be right. Since when?
Dane has left
I
the
think he meant
building.
he'll be right back. Yeah, he had to run.
Hey, Jim, are you still on? Jim Duxbury?
Yeah,
Anyway, I sit here in my chair in the evenings, and let me
Turn
hit
your
my
cameras
schedule.
on. Turn your cameras on,
Yeah,
guys.
I didn't know. I didn't know
Gotcha.
it was off. I'm sorry. Hold on.
Yeah.
Wait a second. This thing keeps bouncing around. Damn. Darn it. There. Okay, here I am. On my shelf, on the other side of my shop, I see this every single day. And it was about 8-9 months ago. We were talking about and it's Terry's on tonight too, right? It's Terry's on. Remember we were all talking about making the separating bowls and stuff like that, you know. And this is what I have been seeing over there on the side of my shop for as long as we were talking about. But I put the one little bowl in front of that bowl.
They're really separated.
You know? And you know what? I had such a good time. You know, when remember we were doing around, we were goofing around like that, Jim. Remember?
Yeah.
And I just always just put this one aside just to save some room on the shop. And I looked at it now and I said, you know,
Put
yeah,
a spindle between them, Al.
Yeah.
Put a spindle between them.
Oh, yeah, that wouldn't that be
Yeah.
something?
Yeah, see? Put a spindle between them.
Okay. But I've been looking at that as long as how long ago was that, Jim? About 8 months or so ago.
Oh Lord, I don't
And
remember.
Terry, you're on. You're the one that showed it. Remember, you had just a diagram.
Sheila says they look like mom and baby snowmen.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking too, snowmen. Yep.
But it was a good couple of weeks that we showed back and forth, and then Jim comes across with 3.
Yeah, but Jim's an overachiever. We all know that.
No.
I think the show off comes to mind.
Anyway.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
love to
Terry's the one that
challenge
started
Jim.
that. You're the one that started that. But yeah,
Jim
Terry,
took it to a
here's
level
what I
beyond
look
all
like.
of
It
us.
sits on my shelf, so I save room. I put the little one in front of the big one. So I put it there, and that's what I see all the time. So I want to show that because that's something that we did this year.
Yeah.
Hey, Al, if you get into Instagram and you go to that Onionwood guy's Instagram and you start scrolling down, you'll see that he's got one of these things that Clayton did tonight. It's about 8 or 9 inches in diameter.
Wow.
See? Isn't that something?
Yeah, he's got
The
10,
way
he's
I
got 10
saw it
points.
this evening, that's all I was thinking about was bigger sizes.
Yep. Well, no sense in going halfway, right?
No, I'm just saying. I mean, it was a cool. It was a cool evening.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was a cool evening.
It only goes big as the lathe will let you, I believe.
You know what? Your imagination can go forever.
Yeah, but the equipment only goes so big.
Well, yeah. I mean, everybody understands what everybody's talking about. You know?
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Yeah, you should go for it.
And you're on here awful late tonight. You don't got to work tomorrow?
Who's that?
You.
Oh no, I'm sort of semi-retired. I can pick when I want to stay home.
Oh.
When the company gets slow, I tell the boss, keep the youngsters working. I'll go home.
I see.
I don't have to
Yeah,
be out
usually
there
you're
in
gone by
January,
now.
February along the Allegheny River or the Ohio River. 20 below, that wind that never quits. I don't have to do that anymore.
There you go.
Semi-retired.
blame
I'm
you.
not going to officially hang my belt up till I'm about 70, though.
That's crazy.
Nah, that's the point now. I can be picky where I go. I don't have to go out and try to hang 120 sheets of drywall a day. Just stay with doors, hardware, case work, trim work.
There you go.
Yep.
Well, I could be picky. And teach the youngsters that are paying me to sit at home because they're putting money in my pension.
I'm the guy that your company called to go and fix the doors because the hinges didn't work right with the doors and the frames.
Or I just did some doors with a guy. I first met him a couple years ago. Last year, we did a oncology treatment, Hillman Cancer Center down in Washington, PA, right by the Meadowlands.
Right.
First time I met him, he says, I've hung more doors than you ever seen. Well, I went back and fixed every door he hung.
I hung maybe 10 doors in my 40 years of me owning a company called Fixin' Doors. And
Well, you're the company owner.
Oh, you've heard of me?
No, I haven't heard of your company, no, but you're the owner. You sit there and get jobs for the youngsters to do.
Oh, well, I mean, no, I was me and my two sons.
Okay.
I'm a small company. I mean, I went. I mean, Precision Door. I'm sure you heard of Steelcraft and
Oh, yeah.
Curry's, and I mean, I I mean, okay. Well, let's not talk about that. But
Right.
anyway, that's what I do for a living. What I did for a living is on a metal frame and a wood door or whatever. I would move the hinges on that metal frame and make it look like it came like right from the factory. That
Right.
that was what I did. That was my thing that we did on the side. How's that sound?
That sounds perfect.
Or
Sounds good.
make the door swing on the opposite side of the rabbit. And yeah,
Let's
that's
go. Let's go look at some
let's go.
wood turning stuff. Let's go look at some wood
Right.
turning
Please,
stuff.
please,
Let's go look at wood turning.
Randy Smith
please.
says he's got its technique to make patterns for multiple sided figures. So let's see what you got, Randy.
Yes. One of the things that I tried to do was to make a pattern for drawing sided figures. And I'm going to share. It's so easy. It's longer to explain than to do. So I'm going to share. And where is it? I have so many windows open here. No, I can't find it. This is it. There it is. Okay, this is Excel spreadsheet. So it's a matter of just taking some cells, putting the same number in all the cells, and then making a pie chart out of it. So suppose I wanted an 8-sided figure, and it doesn't have to be. I can put 5,
concrete,
5, 5, 5, 5. That's 4, 5, 5, 5, 5. Now I have 8 cells with the number 5 in them. So I'm going to scroll down through them, and I'm going to do a page layout. Or no, wait a minute. Insert a pie chart, and I'm going to pick a 2-dimensional pie chart. Now I have a pie chart. Now what I'm going to do is go in and start editing this pie chart. And I'm going to go over here and I'm going to do a layout. And I'm going to format selection. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take no fill. And now I have just a plain pie chart. And now I have an 8-sided figure that all you have to do is to print a copy of it out. You have a center point. You can make the ring however big you want it. And that will make it much easier to just go ahead and print out and then lay out the chart that you want. The number of tests, and it can be odd or even.
So you could lay this out on the top of a piece of wood. Say you wanted to do a 10 slice pie chart. You do 10 instead of 8, and then it'll give you one of these pie charts. And then you lay that out on the top of the piece of wood and draw lines between each of your outside points, and that'll give you your cut lines for the bandsaw or the table saw, if that's what you're doing it on, for the blank. And then you go from there.
Yep. And there's one that's 10-sided. And I will say insert a pie chart, 2D, like that. And then I go into layout. I want no fill. Oops, not that. No fill. Oh, I have to select the chart. I want no fill.
Oh, that didn't work.
I did something wrong. I don't know what it was. But now I have a chart that has 10 sides in it.
Yep, yep.
What's the purpose of the number
one.
5? It's just
It could
It
be
doesn't
one.
matter.
It could be
okay.
2. It could be anything. It's got to be
Okay.
the
It
same
can be
number
any
though.
number. Yes, it's
So
got
it's
to be
got
the
to
same number to give you an even number of evenly spaced sides.
because that number determines how big each pie slice is.
Yep. And you can just take this and you can make it. Oh, that's it. Phil. No, Phil. Oh, come on.
You need your border colors. Should I be able to do the whole thing? Little sheets.
Back to that. Well, if necessary, I'll go in and do them one at a time. There it is.
Okay.
And so now I have a 10-sided figure. And I can print this out on a printer in any size I want. It can be odd, even, any number of sides you want.
What if you ain't got a printer?
If you ain't got a printer, you got a problem.
Shit out of luck.
Send it to Staples.
Yeah, get yourself
What if,
a compass and a protractor
what if-
and do it the
Well, no,
old-fashioned
I'm just
way.
saying, not everybody has a printer. So what if you don't have Excel?
Almost any spreadsheet will be able to do this.
Yep.
LibreOffice can do it.
This will probably work in Google Sheets too.
I'm not sure about that. I don't use Google Sheets that much.
Why don't you just do it off our website in the degree wheel? All you're doing is creating a degree wheel, and then there it asks you for the diameter of the wheel that you want to create, and the number of segments you want.
Scott understood the assignment.
We already have it on our website.
There are several ways to produce a nice even number of segments with even sides. So that's what I have to share.
No, that's very good. Thanks, Randy.
It's another option.
Yeah.
More options, the better.
Just remember, folks, the flowers don't have. If you're making flowers, they don't have even number of petals. They're always odd.
True. And most flowers and most petals are in the Fibonacci sequence.
What?
Golden ratio.
Fibonacci.
It's a numeric sequence of numbers. You
The
take
golden
the
mean
first,
or the golden ratio.
Oh.
3 by 5 for squares. 5 by 7.
1.618.
So on and so on.
That's the golden ratio. The Fibonacci sequence is the first two numbers added to get the third number. So it's 1, 2, 5, 8, 13 ad infinitum. And that's how things grow in nature. So if you look at the size, the area of the way a nautilus shell grows or an acorn grows, they grow according to the golden ratio in the Fibonacci sequence. So the first row will have 1, the next one will have 2, the next one will have 3, the next one will have 5, the next one will have 8, and so on. Acorns grow that way, corn, so on. Lots of things grow that way. Sunflower seeds grow that way. So
okay.
Pine cones grow that way. So that's what Randy's talking about with the Fibonacci sequence.
Okay, gotcha.
You don't have to know how it works. You just have to know that it works the way it works.
I'm going to leave that up to you. I can't pronounce it.
Thank you, Randy. Yeah, some of us math and some of us don't, but we can make it all work anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
But with the process we saw tonight, we can only make flowers with even number of petals.
There is a setback, yes.
Hey, Clayton.
Randy, if you go from, you can do them odd number. If you go from one side to a corner, you have to cut things appropriately. But one of the points is on one of the edges, and the other point is in the middle of the side opposite. So you can lay it out so you've got like 9 petals or 7 petals. but you have to lay it out so that one of the centers is on the flat side and the other side is on a vertex.
And the average customer won't care.
That's right.
Whether it's odd or whether it's odd or even.
There you go.
Oh, this ain't right for a flower. It's got an even number of petals. You'll never hear a customer say that.
Probably not.
I don't think, anyway.
Hey, Matt.
Yeah.
I got even probably a better way to lay out, 4 or 2 or 3 points. Just put your block of wood between center. Use your index on your lathe, or if you got an index wheel, use it and just go around the circle, marking off every 8 or 12 or whatever multiple of 48 you have. And you don't have to go to a computer. You just do it right there on your lathe.
Yeah, absolutely right. Yep. Matter of fact, I've done that a time or two. And I know you have. Howard, do you have anything to show us tonight? You had some beautiful pieces on Facebook this week.
Yeah, I got something to show you.
Good.
Good.
Take me a minute for.
Folks, you just got to remember that all those segments that he had there, each one of those points is a degree on a degree wheel. So that's why your indexing wheel works.
Yep.
True.
So many degrees from 0 or 90, whichever way you use your indexing wheel.
All this math is making my head hurt.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
I got a piece. I got a vase here made out of big leaf maple.
Ooh.
That's pretty.
Yes, it is.
Is that a burl?
Looks like a goose.
Yes, big leaf maple burl.
Okay, that is gorgeous.
I don't know if you can see.
That's beautiful.
Hard to see
Yeah.
inside.
Howard,
nice.
is that the piece you bought at SWAT?
No.
Okay.
I bought this a couple years ago. Thought I need to turn it. So anyway,
That's awesome.
Yeah, beautiful.
it's finished with oil, true oil. So it's got all kinds of unique things in it.
Oh yeah.
That dark spot there looks like a Canadian goose.
Oh, does it? Where?
Right there
Right
above your
here?
head. Yeah, there's his head.
Yep, there's his head and his beak.
Yeah.
There is.
Ring
How about
around his neck.
And he's
That
he's
ring
holding
around
a,
might be a mallard duck, though.
he's
Yeah.
holding a cigar in his mouth.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Oh,
The things
Very
we see.
nice.
Yep.
The things Brenda sees.
Exactly.
Hey, Howard, no matter what, it's really pretty.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, it's
That's
something
all.
to see
You're
some of the other ones you posted this week. but-
How deep is that?
about that.
As long
About
as his
that
arm.
deep.
All right. So
About 10 inches.
That's pretty cool. So
About 10 inches. 10 inches.
So how'd you hollow it out?
On the lathe.
It's a hollowing tool.
Oh my God.
We're still in holiday, I'm sure, because I am. No, I'll tell you what, it's a pretty job.
I use a Jameson hollowing outfit. Lyle
I may be going to hell for that one.
No. On that Jameson, is there a light that you see in there as you're doing it?
Oh no, I got light from the side that I look down in it.
I'm always going to do it by hand all the time in my life, but
Do what?
to have some kind of a light on my tool rest, I'm thinking about something like that, so I can see a little bit more what I'm doing.
Yeah,
So,
right.
Most
I got another.
rigs like hollering rigs like the Jameson use a laser that's on the outside to show where you are on the inside.
Yeah, the only wood I'm allowed to turn is what I find on the ground. My wife is not going to let me buy wood, so I'm not going to buy something that has a laser, and she's going to look at me and say, "What?" So that's
Right, well,
like,
if you want an idea, Al, if you want an idea for a light on the end of your lathe that looks inside something, go back in our videos to where I show the articulated arms that I made, because I've got one that does exactly that.
I have an articulating arms that I made and I showed, and then okay, I'll look at what you're saying. Yeah, if I could put a light on it, that would be a good one.
All right, cool. All right, so what you got?
I got another one I posted on Facebook this week. Let me go and get it.
Yeah, go get that one.
Right. I wanted to see that one.
That's
Al, you can also look on Cindy Drozda's webpage.
Right.
And she has a little magnetic LED that's pretty bright that goes up and under the edge of your tool rest.
That was where I started the story, was because I've seen so many little things like that. Right.
Whoa,
that's
great, Howard.
There you go.
Nice.
Oh my God, Howard.
You were holding out on us.
This box elder, and it was a stump like this, roots coming out. I don't know if you can tell that.
That's so pretty. Oh, that's nice.
So I just turned it this way, let the top be the base, and did a natural edge on it.
Man, that's the coolest find. That's the coolest find. That would be the coolest find. You have to have a root like that.
Well, you can always find little trees. They'll come out and they'll have roots coming out.
Well, that's a great way of looking at it.
Yeah.
And turning it.
Yeah, cut it off, and that way.
Yeah. Turn it back upside down again. Yeah, that makes complete sense like that.
Now put it on your head.
The tree trunk comes up like this.
Right. That's cool. That's cool.
Does it fit on your head, Howard?
Yes.
Oh goodness.
Sort of.
Yeah.
I need some super glue.
I need to shave some more off that tenon.
Oh, nice.
Oh, Howard.
Gorgeous.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Howard.
Oh, Howard.
Merry Christmas.
I think it needs a chin strap.
Yeah.
I've started one right here.
That ain't gonna hold your hat on, though.
Hey, Howard, that's pretty clever of getting the root like you did and made it what you made. That's clever.
Oh,
thank you, Howard. Anything else to show?
No, I've wasted too much time already.
No, yeah.
We got it to waste. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Made us laugh. That's great.
Joaquin's got something. What you got, Joaquin?
Why do I always have to follow Howard? My God.
Because you guys come in late. You guys come in late. That's what it is.
Because you're the only one that can.
Well, yeah, as a lot of you other guys, I followed Steve Jones on the wood turner, and y'all probably seen him the other day. He turned a snowman icicle with shoe, and I had to do one, but I didn't use a shoe. I used a shoe plus other tools, gouges and such.
I saw those on Facebook. Those are
I watched that.
Awesome.
Try that.
Yeah.
Very pretty.
Yeah, it was fun.
So I thought, well, I usually put mesquite hats on mine, and so I got to have one of the mesquite hats. So I glued it up on a piece of wood so I could have the mesquite hat, a different color hat.
Sweet.
Yeah,
wow.
That's pretty. Yeah, pretty.
Yeah.
Nice. Very good, Joaquin.
Yeah.
Love it.
And the one I made for my granddaughter, she liked the fat one, so I made this one a little bit fatter.
That one looks like me.
Those are gorgeous.
I like the fat one. I like the fat ones too.
No, man. That's a snowman. The other
Hey, that
stuff
looks more like a
was all
snowman.
Your other stuff was commercial. That was commercial snowman.
Well, it took some practice a little bit, to get what I thought I wanted, and it's fun. I enjoy watching him so much. I'm just blown away by what he does.
Yeah, he's awesome.
A fourth generation spindle turner, and he makes it so easy.
He's seventh generation. He corrected me when I called him fourth generation.
Oh,
he's
really?
Seventh generation. Yes.
Man.
It's been in his family 7 generations. He's been doing it for over 40 years. He started when he was like 5 years old or something.
Wow.
Well, he's done so much for the wood turning community on using this skew,
Absolutely.
Right.
He's my go-to guy whenever I want to do something tricky with the skew and I want inspiration. I go watch some of his videos. He's fantastic.
I do too, Matt.
Who is it?
Who are you talking about?
The wood turner.
His YouTube channel is The Wood Turner.
Yeah.
The wood turner.
It's Steve
His
Jones
name is
his name.
Steve Jones. Yep.
Steve Jones.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And he's been posting every day here lately, something.
Yeah. He's
And
amazing.
did you see his miniature table legs that he did the other day?
Yeah, I did. What
Those
about
were
the
crazy.
toothpick? Did you see the toothpick he did?
I did.
Yeah.
And the captured ring he made that I posted on my own timeline, it was like he did it with the skew and it was like a 1/4 inch in diameter or something.
Yes. I couldn't believe it. Fantastic.
Yep.
Wow. Say that again. Say it again. I just got my pen and pencil.
It's the wood turner, Steve Jones.
Well,
His
his channel is actually Woodturner 21, but I'll post a link here in I'll post a link here in chat for y'all.
On Facebook or Instagram or something. It's the Wood Turner, I think.
Yeah,
but
the
yeah,
Wood
you're
Turners.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, on Instagram it's Steve the Wood Turner.
Yeah, that's what.
So there's his
amazing.
YouTube channel, but yeah, go look at his. Yeah, absolutely, he's amazing. He did his Christmas tree with the star here
Instagram,
too.
Yeah, he does with a
The
skew.
Wood Turner on Instagram.
Well, there's one on YouTube, and in his description. No, he doesn't have it in his description there. But yeah, he's the Wood Turners on Facebook.
Steve Jones.
Yep.
Oh, yes. Okay, it's Facebook. I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got two different, his personal and Wood Turner.
Yep.
He's a production turner, so it stands to reason he knows how to use a skew.
Right.
That snowman is the challenge between Richard Finley, Steve Jones, and David Albee. That's their December challenge for each other.
What was the third one?
Snowman.
Wow.
David Albee.
David Albee, yep. David hasn't done his yet, but the other two have.
Yeah, I seen Finley's.
Finley did his with a beating and parting tool.
Yeah.
Steve's Christmas tree is great.
Yeah, that Christmas
tree with the star on top.
I'm sorry.
What did you say?
He did.
He had a question, I think, Matt.
Yep.
We lost him.
Well, Steve did a Christmas tree. What Joaquin was talking about is he did this Christmas tree with a skew, and he had a star on it, and he made the cuts for the star before you put it on the lathe.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was crazy.
I just like the way he shapes the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
He does it all with the skew and wham bam, thank you, ma'am. He's got this gorgeous tree done. No sanding.
Then he set the eyelet into the star also on the Christmas tree he did.
Yep. Now I'm going to try the Christmas tree with this skew. I don't know how many catches I'm going to get.
Don't know how many practice pieces you have to do.
I don't know how many Christmas trees I'm going to do, but I've got to try it.
Well, you'll be the only one that knows.
Well,
right?
I can share it. I don't mind telling.
Yeah.
Sounds like we're a little
Anybody
quiet.
else?
I got a couple pieces I could show.
Well,
We'd
yeah,
love to
go
see
ahead,
him,
Terry.
Terry.
Jump in.
All right,
Seeing
Terry.
it's Christmas time and everybody knows that I've been out of commission for a couple of months after my wife got hurt. But I got out in the shop the other day for about 10 minutes and decided I would try to make a Christmas tree. And it's pretty terrible, but I didn't spend 10 or 15 minutes on it without any planning.
What part is terrible?
That's the style people are going to, Terry.
You didn't
It's not
just
portion
try,
laying.
you did make a gorgeous
Anyway,
Christmas tree.
What part is terrible?
I haven't been able to get out in the shop at all, but I just went out and picked up a couple of ornaments that I really liked from time that I did before. Thought I would show them to you, and I got them laying here on the table and realized that there are a whole bunch of combinations of things that I've seen on Worldwide Wood Turners and on another thing. This is a holy bauble that I did, and this was one that Theo did from Record Power. And I added to it a little bit. I put another bauble inside of it.
Oh,
it's
wow.
Mesquite.
That looks cool.
It come out pretty neat. So I put that in. But that was Record Power.
You're a good turner.
It did the bauble, and then I added to it. And then we got to dedicate this one to Birdhouse Bob and to Matt. It's got Matt's ribbon.
It's got a ribbon finial.
I love it, Terry.
That was a cool month.
That's awesome.
When we did that. That was a cool month when we did that.
So that's another one. And then we added a little more to it. This is another one of Matt and Theo, but I don't know where I got the angel idea from. It's something I saw, but I was quite a while ago. I'm not sure where. But if you see, I got an angel on the inside as well.
Wow.
The one on the outside.
Gorgeous stuff.
I kind of like this one pretty good, but I think the inside angels might be better in light wood instead of giving some contrast.
Hey, Terry, slow it down for a second. Slow it down and bring it to the camera. So, what is on the inside? What is on the inside?
Another angel.
An angel.
Yeah,
Angel.
I'm trying to see it. Oh, okay, I got it right there.
There you go. It's
okay.
easier to see on this one. This one I used white wood, and it's still matte, but I used some white colored wood.
Well,
how? The angels.
Terry, I'm going to have to ask you, how the heck did you do that?
Very carefully.
Yeah,
Right, Andy.
Yeah, absolutely, huh?
Actually, the wings on the angel on the inside, I had to assemble it in there.
Now you're slowing it down. Slow it down in there.
It wouldn't fit through
right there. Okay.
The angel wouldn't fit through the hole, so I had to assemble it inside. Then I had to make the little swivel on the top, put them in there. And,
so that's why you haven't been on for 6 months.
Because they're all parts of what we watched here and showed, and I think everything is any of this is probably on the website where you can see it, but none of them are my ideas. Just a combination of going through and adding more ideas. But that's all I've got. My wife's getting a little better. I might get to spend a little more time in the shop. And it's going to be a long time
That's
going.
good.
Tell you what, Terry,
I burned up the little lathe and I bought the new one, and it came the day after she got hurt. And it's still sitting on the bench in the box.
That's right. I remember you saying that. Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, she's getting better, and I'm starting to do a little more. Maybe I'll get back into it.
Well, Terry,
it's hard to
glad
get
she's
my
getting
mind
better,
around
Terry.
it. Say what?
I said we're glad she's getting better.
Yeah, she's getting better. It's a slow process. It's been awful hard on me. A lot of times it's been 24 hours a day and not getting any sleep. And I got her home and she's getting better. She's walking around a little bit. Got a long way to go though.
Hey, Terry.
Yeah.
You think you're going to be able to make the Christmas party?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Is the it's not this weekend, is it? It's next weekend?
Next weekend.
Yeah. I had talked to Mike, and I'm going to send some pieces over for the raffle and stuff.
Okay.
But I don't think I'm going to make it.
Terry. Hey, Terry.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, December 4th, it'll be my 50th wedding anniversary. And I'll tell you what, you know what? My funny little honey is always going to be my funny little honey. And you know what? I give you a lot of a lot of credit. A lot of credit. I mean, you take care of your wife. I hope she does well.
Yeah, she's gaining, but we'll see.
No,
if I live through it,
I know you've been together a long time, so I mean,
yeah. So people don't realize something like that is not only hard on the person that got hurt; it's hard on the rest of the people.
Oh my goodness!
All the family's not here, so I'm pretty much on my own. Everybody else lives a long way away.
No, man. You got me. I'll tell you that.
I hear you.
Everything's good.
Okay, guys. Good talking to everybody.
All right. Thanks, Terry.
Have a Merry Christmas if I don't get back to you.
Well, hey, you be good. You be good. Terry, you've always been inspirational to me. I'm telling you that for sure. Look at all the goofy things that we did.
Al, congratulations on hitting close to 50. Karen and I have been married 54, and I'll tell everybody on here, when you go to your club meetings, of course we're all white-headed and all of that, but
I'm not.
I have found more people that have been married 50 years at wood turning meetings than anywhere else. Church, everything. Of course, most of us are old at the wood turning meetings.
Well, you know what? I mean,
there's a lot of people at the wood turning meetings that have actually been married 50 years or more.
Well, I mean, hey, a 20-year-old isn't going to put up with you if you're wood turning. You know? So, I mean,
I think a 20-year-old I think they would be more apt to put up with you as opposed to you being at the bar.
Right. They know where we are. We're in their shops on the wood lake. And we're not under their feet. We're not in their hair. We're not messing with them, and we're not at the bar.
All of us.
Yep.
All of us.
Our 51st is coming up in a couple of weeks.
Now listen, all of us got into this as we simmered down into the life that was a spinning thing every single 9 to 5. You know?
Yeah.
No, right. Am I right or wrong? You know? I mean, so this is like it simmered, and like, you know what? My kids said to me, "We knew damn well you weren't going to do nothing." That's what they said to me. You know?
Hey, Gary. Hey, Gary.
We knew damn well you weren't going to do nothing.
Yeah, we've been married 62 years.
62. Congratulations. Wow. Brave woman.
As I ask people, you know what the secret is to be married 62 years? Yeah,
there's two famous words.
You got to be old.
You got to be old, but there's two famous words that get us that far. Yes, ma'am.
That's the answer.
You know what? There's no backbone whatsoever. Period. If you want to like go, yes. And you know what? She was my funny little honey. We met, as a matter of fact, here it is. 1974. We met down in McKeesport. I'm originally from Pittsburgh, and I'm on 20 miles south of Pittsburgh, a city called McKeesport, and the band played that funky Wild Cherry, played that funky music, White Boy. Have you ever heard the song?
Oh, yeah. Have we ever heard the song?
Well,
How many
okay.
times have we sung it?
Every once in a while, if the guitar, I knew Greg. No, his name was Greg. I don't even know what his name was, but he was the lead guitar player. And if he needed to get his, he had a high watt amplifier and his stuff to get to a job site. And here he had a problem getting to this place. It was called the Palisades. It was just a theater, a small theater here in McKeesport. And I met my wife, 1974, on Valentine's Day with the Wild Cherry Band playing a funky music white boy. So now, 50 years later, we're old disco parts, and I turn wood, and she makes me crazy.
There's a song about that too.
No, yeah, tomorrow's 50 years. 50 years. So it's kind of cool.
All right. Well, Dane, what do you think? Call it a meeting?
Dan has
Is he
to go,
there?
Matt.
56.
Okay.